What a performance and what a win. It ends Manchester City 0, Tottenham 2, thoroughly deserved. We dissected everything that happened in today's game as Tottenham go top of the league, 6 points from 6. Stay tuned to the end. If you're new, like and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So firstly, Thomas Frank should be the sign of the summer. If you ask me, not just for Tottenham, but across the Premier League. Why? 6 points out of possible 6 from Tottenham, 100% maximum points, 5 goals scored, 0 conceded, 2 clean sheets, a massive contrast to last season. We've had a lot more balance to our team. That's become evident, whether it be against PSG or in particular these first 2 games of the Premier League season. Defensively disciplined and causing problems on the counter. You thought we'd struggle to create, no Eze getting over the line, no Gibbs White, Kulusevski and Maddison injured, but no, we signed a way to create and look dangerous. But in this game, super impressive performance. I believe, even taking my Spurs hat off, that we were the better team, thoroughly deserved that win at the Etihad, and we should have won by more. That's just my opinion. You may disagree. I think in terms of Man City had more of the ball and maybe even creating more clear-cut chances, in particular that first half. I believe they create more clear-cut chances than us in that first half, but that's not what it's about. What it's about is how you defend as a team, all-round team game in terms of discipline, concentration, everything in football, and kind of mental attitude towards the game. And also it's about taking your chances, and Tottenham on every single one of these things. And we could have scored more. That's the thing. Look at the end. Solanke had a chance, Odegaard had a chance, Richarlison, so many free headers. So it was a really impressive performance, and it's one to get really excited about. Okay, Man City did look at the races compared to where they were at Wolves at Molineux last week, but that's not Tottenham's problem. We can just beat what's in front of us, and we've done that 2 out of 2. And I think that our first 11, this first 11 on the pitch, is very good and could be capable of getting straight back into Europe in the first season. I would say straight back in Europe. I know we're in Europe this season. Straight back in Europe in terms of qualifying it from it, in terms of in the league phase. We get straight back into that top 6 or top 7. That should be a better way of putting it. I don't want to obviously put limits on what we can achieve or get carried away at the same token. We need a lot more depth. That first 11 is very, very good. We've proven that. Now it's about the substitutes who weren't as catastrophic as they were against PSG for sure. In fact, they make a positive difference. Frank should be saying to Levy, look, this is what the first 11 can do. We also need really a second first 11 for the Champions League, or we need certainly more depth than we have off the bench. But in this game, very, very good performances all round. I want to in particular focus on that midfield. I mean, how good is this midfield three of Paulinho, a Bentancur, a Pape Sarr? I mean, we talk about Wanyama and Dembele and losing that as Tottenham fans. We've got it absolutely back with Paulinho and Bentancur. And then you've got Sarr, who doesn't stop running. He's been the shining light of pre-season. He's been the shining light of this new season as well so far. 2 games in, very impressive. Doesn't stop running, covers all the ground, looks good going forward, gets back defensively, never stops working. Talk about Mohamed Kudus as well. No goals or assists involved in that first goal, though. Very key pass for Richarlison, who gets the assist for Johnson. But he really impresses me how just talented he is ultimately, but also how much he works. And him doubling up with Porro on that side was just simply so effective. So real credit to him. So honestly, you go around the team and go really well. Bentancur, again, I think he's immense, such a difference to him in the team. Really cool, calm, composed. What a top midfielder he is. And Paulinho, for me, he would personally be my man of the match. I think Annie McCoy, if I remember correctly, gave it to Sarr with Paulinho. He said a close second. So Paulinho I thought was excellent. Just when you think that Man City are away, he gets a tackle in, and we have some top tacklers in this team. Romero, Van der Ven, Paulinho, Bentancur. They just, whenever you don't expect them to get a tackle, they put a foot in. So it's really, really good. And I will say, how important is it to keep both Romero and Van der Ven fit? I think they only played 21, 22 games together last season. And there was 50 games that we played, and we could be up to 60 if we progress in all competitions this season. So we need them fit for as much as possible. They clearly make a difference. Macario, when called on the first half in particular, made some really good saves. I want to talk through both goals. The first goal coming from Brennan Johnson, as it happened from Kudus, is a counter, very good. And Richarlison, a completely different player, it feels like, very good. And it just perfectly weighted pass. I mean, it may sound the silly thing to say, but it's quite easy to get wrong. You don't get the penetration of the pass in terms of the pace, the accuracy. It's got to be really difficult pass in terms of across the back line. As much as it looks easy, it's I'm not saying difficult, maybe that's the wrong word, but it's not as easy as it looks on the eye. And that's for absolute sure. And a very good finish from Brennan Johnson. Is a tap in, but he's still got to put the ball in the back of the net. It's a really well worked first goal. Initially given offside, but VAR overturned it. Looked tight. So Frank will be really, really impressed. With that move is what I meant to say. And that second goal as well, very good. My signal cut out, so I didn't see too much of it here in France on my phone because obviously I've got TNT Sports, so trying to get it on the phone. Signal's not great. Wi-Fi's even worse, so I didn't even try that. But I believe it's a City mistake, correct me if I'm wrong, Paulinho punished, still be his goal despite the deflection, so he absolutely deserved this goal, what key player he's going to be. And I think Paulinho has been the best signing since Kudus. That makes sense. But no, I stick to my, all jokes aside, claim that Thomas Frank is definitely Tottenham signing of the summer, and that's really saying something considering how good Kudus and Paulinho has been. But I think he's up there with the Premier League's top as well. Made a real difference, Tottenham's manager, and our record's very good. But it's happened again to Manchester City. It must be sick of playing Tottenham. I mean, there's the reason that City fans come into this and dread playing Tottenham. In particular, City have a poor record against Tottenham in recent years away at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but even at the Etihad, it's not as easy. Usually they go into games at home against any side, including the top six club, going, look, we won this, or we can win this. And against Tottenham, it's just completely different. It's weird. A curse comes among Manchester City, and Tottenham just continue to exploit that. And Thomas Frank joins a pretty club indeed, like an impressive club of both Antonio Conte and Mourinho. He's the third now to join that club and beat Pep Guardiola on more than 2 occasions, so it's quite good. All managers played for Tottenham as well, so that does tell you something. To remain to be Manchester City's bogey team to Man City, it has happened again. Very impressive. As I said, individually, so impressed. In particular, most impressed with, of course, you've got the back line, super good, really defensively organised and disciplined, a lot more balance than last year. That is really impressive. Just going from the amount of goals and gun-ho we were last season, conceding so many goals, to 2 clean sheets out of 2 and looking really secure, that is impressive. But the midfield 3, and all of them, Paulinho, Bentancur and Sarr in particular, impressing. They're the 3 standouts for me. But honestly, all round as a team, so good. Defensively disciplined, secure, creative, looking good on the counter. Thomas Frank has got these boys playing and got his style across, and credit to the players for sticking by that. It's early days, of course, you get a new manager bounce. How many times have we seen a new manager bounce at Tottenham? Mourinho, Conte, Nuno, he just falls apart right at the end. But this looks different. We've got more balance to the team. I think we've got a proper good head coach, tactical flexibility. I'm really excited for this season, but really good performance from Tottenham today. Get on the comments below how you feel about this win and who your man of the match is. I'm going for Paulinho. But thank you very much for watching. Massive comment, you Spurs. If you're new, like, subscribe to the channel. We're top of the league. Stop the count.